One more time, I say it's 7 young actors and actresses.
You even talked about the kind of sex you like.
It did. In the first film, they won't.
Lana Turner. For decades, she was the absolute epitome of Hollywood glamour, a silver screen siren whose string of public romances and 7 marriages were the stuff of legend. She was the platinum blonde bombshell whose face helped define an era of filmmaking, a true product of the studio system that manufactured dreams for the whole world. Her discovery as a teenager skipping school at a soda fountain in Los Angeles has become a part of Hollywood lore itself. But behind the dazzling smile and the carefully crafted image lay a life of closely guarded secrets. A different story was playing out behind the velvet curtain of fame, one of passion, power, and profound heartbreak that she was forced to hide. Now this is where the story takes a wild turn. For years, a persistent and explosive rumor has circulated in the deep corners of Hollywood history blogs and forums. It's a story that has absolutely no credible evidence to support it, but it's a piece of gossip so dramatic that it refuses to die. The legend goes like this. In 1994, just months before losing her battle with cancer, Lana recorded a secret cassette tape. On this supposed tape, she had one last conversation with a trusted journalist, and with a voice faint but firm, she allegedly made a confession that reframes everything we thought we knew about her. The story claims she uttered a sentence that stunned the room into silence. "I have loved 7 women," she supposedly whispered, "and in the end, all of them made me despise myself." This alleged confession, which exists only in the realm of sensationalist videos and online myth, paints a picture of a secret world of forbidden love in old Hollywood. It speaks of 7 famous actresses Lana Turner supposedly loved and the betrayals that turned that passion into a hatred she took to her grave. Today, we're diving into this incredible, though entirely unproven, account. We will explore the 7 names whispered to be on this mythical list, because whether it's true or not, the tale itself reveals the pressures and secrets that Hollywood tried so desperately to bury. According to this astonishing, unsubstantiated account, the first name on Lana's list was the formidable Barbara Stanwyck. The rumor claims that if you were to ask Lana about the first time she felt all-consuming love, she wouldn't mention any of her 7 husbands. Instead, the name on her lips would be Barbara Stanwyck. Their alleged story supposedly began in 1941 on the Paramount Studios lot. Lana was just 20, a newcomer buzzing with the excitement of her rising stardom. Stanwyck, over a decade older, was already a titan, tough, respected, and intensely private. The alleged confession claims Stanwyck took an immediate interest in the young starlet, disguised as mentorship. Barbara reportedly saw a raw talent in Lana and a vulnerability the studio was all too eager to exploit. She allegedly pulled Lana aside, offering advice not just on acting, but on surviving Hollywood. "She taught me how to lie with my eyes," Lana reportedly once confided, a chilling quote that hints at the complicated nature of their rumored bond. This mentorship, the story goes, soon blossomed into a clandestine affair, with secret meetings in guarded hotel suites. For Lana, who grew up with instability, Stanwyck's powerful presence was intoxicating and protective. But the downfall was as swift as the seduction. Stanwyck was a master of discretion, and as Lana's star got brighter, their affair became more dangerous. It's claimed Stanwyck simply grew distant and cool, eventually cutting off contact altogether. Lana was shattered. She felt used, like a student taught a painful lesson and then dismissed. The real-life feud between them had a different source. Lana had an affair with Stanwyck's husband, Robert Taylor, which led Stanwyck to file for divorce. But in this version of the story, the betrayal was purely personal, carving the first deep scar on Lana's heart and making Stanwyck the first name on a list of ghosts she could never exorcise. The second name whispered to be on Lana's secret. list belongs to the most mysterious icon of Hollywood's golden age, Greta Garbo. In old Hollywood, Garbo was more than a star. She was a phenomenon who, at the height of her fame, simply walked away, amplifying her mystique. According to the unverified account, Lana's encounter with Garbo happened in the mid-1940s, after Garbo had retreated from the spotlight. Garbo allegedly extended a rare invitation to Lana, welcoming her into her guarded inner circle. Being invited into Garbo's home was like entering another world. The curtains were always drawn, and classical music filled the rooms. For a short, intoxicating time, Lana was enveloped in Garbo's world, built on hushed whispers and quiet moments. She thought she was seeing the real Garbo, the woman behind the myth, but the story takes a sinister turn. The alleged tape details a rainy night when Lana, looking for medicine, supposedly stumbled upon a small hidden camera in an old record player aimed directly at the bed. The sanctuary had become a stage. Days later, the story continues. An anonymous package with a film reel of Lana sleeping arrived at MGM. She was immediately summoned and forced to sign a morality agreement, forbidding any same-sex relationships. Her career was hung over a precipice. Lana never knew if Garbo herself sent the film, but in her heart, the betrayal was absolute. Garbo, the woman who had drawn her in with mystique, never contacted her again. At a party not long after, Garbo allegedly looked right through her as if she were a stranger. She made me feel invisible the moment I needed her to see me most, Lana supposedly confided. Garbo became the ghost with lipstick, a woman who showed her a secret world only to use it to discard her. The third figure on this supposed list is the human hurricane herself, Tallulah Bankhead. If Garbo was a ghost, Bankhead was a brazen, unapologetic storm, famous for her flamboyant personality, sharp wit, and utter disregard for convention. Their rumored affair wasn't a slow burn. It was a wildfire that burned fast, hot, and left scandal in its wake. As the story goes, Lana met Tallulah in 1948 at a party at the Garden of Allah Hotel. Lana was reeling from a public breakup, and Tallulah appeared like a force of nature. With her trademark husky voice, Tallulah allegedly handed Lana a drink and said, "Want to know how to live without a man?" What followed was a whirlwind romance that was as thrilling as it was dangerous. For Lana, who was so constrained by the studio, Bankhead's freedom was liberating. However, the very recklessness that drew Lana in was also their undoing. Bankhead collected lovers like souvenirs, and Lana quickly realized she was just another conquest. "She made me feel like a souvenir," Lana reportedly said. Something she picked up for a night and tossed aside when she was bored. The ultimate betrayal, according to the rumor, came when Lana heard Bankhead had been bragging about their affair at a dinner party, sharing intimate details with gleeful indiscretion. In an era where such a scandal could end a career, this was a professional death sentence. Lana was livid, feeling exposed and foolish. When she confronted Tallulah, Bankhead supposedly just laughed it off. For Lana, this was the breaking point. Bankhead hadn't just broken her heart. She had made her a laughingstock. Tallulah became a symbol of the wild, destructive side of passion, a name on her list that represented chaos and public shame. The fourth name on this alleged list is Ann Sheridan, the Oomph Girl. Their story, as told in these claims, is a tragic tale where personal intimacy and professional ambition allegedly collided, leading to a betrayal Lana Turner could never forgive. By 1949, Lana's life was again unraveling after her third divorce. It was then that Ann Sheridan supposedly offered comfort. A secret relationship allegedly began, a sanctuary from the storm of Lana's public life. Their rendezvous supposedly took place in a discreet penthouse where Lana felt safe enough to confide her deepest fears about her career and her exhaustion with the constant scrutiny. But this safe space, according to the shocking account from the mythical tape, was a meticulously set trap. Behind a two-way mirror, a tape recorder was supposedly capturing every secret confession. The person orchestrating this, it's claimed, was Anne Sheridan herself. The trap was allegedly sprung in October 1949. Lana received an unmarked envelope containing a recording of her most intimate conversations with Anne, along with a desperate letter she'd written to MGM. At the bottom, a chilling, unsigned note was scrawled, "We are holding much more than this. If you believe your career can survive the exposure of a lesbian affair, then go ahead and try." It was blackmail. The motive wasn't money. It was professional sabotage. Both Lana and Anne were supposedly in contention for the same coveted role. 2 days later, Lana was cut from the picture. Her contracts were frozen. Her career collapsed. "I shared my bed with her, but she stole my spotlight," Lana reportedly said. This was the ultimate betrayal, the cold, calculated weaponization of their intimacy. Anne Sheridan's name on the GIA list became a permanent reminder that in Hollywood, even love could be a strategy for destruction. The stories on this rumored list are a shocking, if fictional, glimpse into the hidden world behind Hollywood's velvet curtain. Before we continue with the final 3 names on Lana Turner's alleged list, if you're finding this Hollywood myth as fascinating as we are, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. You won't want to miss the revelations still to come. The 5th name said to be on Lana Turner's secret list is the impossibly elegant Marlene Dietrich. A legend from the moment she arrived in Hollywood, Dietrich exuded an air of sexual ambiguity that captivated everyone, including, supposedly, Lana. Their connection was rumored to be less a romance and more a dangerous game of seduction played by a master. Their alleged affair unfolded in the early 1950s, a whirlwind of clandestine meetings in smoky European lounges. Dietrich, who was famously open for her time about her fluid sexuality, collected lovers like trophies, and Lana was drawn into her magnetic orbit. But Lana quickly discovered that being Dietrich's lover meant being her audience. Marlene treated love as a performance, and she was always the star. The most damning part of their rumored relationship was captured in a single devastating sentence Lana allegedly uttered. "She dressed like a man, kissed like a god, and treated me like her." Mirror. This line says it all. Dietrich wasn't looking for a partner. She was looking for a reflection of her own brilliance. The affair ended not with a fight, but with something far more painful: indifference. Dietrich simply grew bored and moved on, leaving Lana feeling like a discarded plaything. The hatred Lana felt for Marlene Dietrich, the story goes, was born from this feeling of utter inconsequence. She hadn't been betrayed dramatically. She had been systematically devalued. Marlene Dietrich's place on the list was supposedly secured by her coldness and the crushing realization that to a woman like her, Lana Turner was utterly forgettable. No rivalry in classic Hollywood burned with more intensity than the one between Lana Turner and the iron-willed Joan Crawford. So, it's little surprise that Crawford's name is allegedly the 6th on Lana's list. Their story is a toxic cocktail of professional jealousy and ruthless ambition, which, according to this myth, began with a secret affair before exploding into one of Hollywood's most infamous feuds. Unverified reports claim their affair began when Lana was a young starlet at MGM, and Crawford was the undisputed queen of the lot. Crawford supposedly took the beautiful young Lana under her wing, offering guidance both professionally and personally, a classic Hollywood power play. Their rumored affair simmered with tension, driven by equal parts lust and a desire to outshine the other. But the fire between them was too volatile. The turning point allegedly happened at a Hollywood party where Joan, in a fit of jealousy, was seen openly flirting with Lana's then-boyfriend, Greg Boutzer. For Lana, this was an unforgivable public humiliation orchestrated by a woman she had supposedly trusted. Lana's fury was legendary. "She was poison in pearls," Lana once allegedly snapped. I don't hate many people, but I hate what Joan did to me. The fallout was immediate. Their secret affair, if it ever existed, curdled into a decades-long public feud, played out in the press as professional competition. The story on the alleged tape adds another layer, claiming that when cast in a film together, Joan insisted on adding an unscripted kiss, which was then conveniently leaked to Confidential magazine. Lana was plunged into a media nightmare. Joan Crawford's name on the list represented a love that was twisted into a weapon of public destruction by a rival who would stop at nothing to remain on top. The seventh and final name on Lana Turner's alleged list is perhaps the most complicated: the stunning and rebellious Ava Gardner. Their story wasn't a simple affair, but a decades-long dance of attraction, rivalry, and a shared history that tangled their lives together. Lana and Ava shared more than the same studio. They shared a taste in men, including Artie Shaw and Frank Sinatra. And, according to whispered accounts, they also shared a taste for women. Their relationship was a simmering blend of friendship and fierce competition. One MGM staffer reportedly claimed Lana once said, "Ava kissed like sin and lied like a saint," perfectly encapsulating the intoxicating but treacherous nature of their rumored bond. Their alleged affair was said to have been passionate but tumultuous. The turning point, the act that supposedly cemented Lana's hatred, revolved around Frank Sinatra. Lana had deep feelings for him, but it was Ava who captured his heart. This added a thick layer of jealousy to their rivalry. During the media frenzy around Ava and Sinatra, Frank publicly accused Gardner of having a lesbian affair with Turner. Both women vehemently denied the rumors, which Turner dismissed in her memoir as sick. The story goes that while Lana was being crucified in the press over these rumors, Ava remained nonchalantly detached. Lana allegedly collapsed under the weight of it all, abandoned in the spotlight by the woman she had shared her secrets with. In a supposed diary entry, Lana wrote, "I once believed Ava could be the one to escape with me, but in the end, she was the spotlight itself, leaving me blinded." What made the hatred for Ava so profound, the legend suggests, was that Lana could never truly extinguish the powerful feelings she had for her. It was a love that had soured into the deepest resentment, making Ava Gardner the last name on the list. 7 names. 7 stories of passion and betrayal. Each name on this alleged secret list represents a chapter in a secret history Lana Turner was supposedly forced to hide. So, is the cassette tape real? Almost certainly not. There is no credible evidence, no mention in her own detailed autobiography, and nothing from her family to suggest this tape or these affairs ever happened. In fact, Turner herself publicly denied rumors of same-sex relationships. This story is pure Hollywood myth, born from decades of gossip. But what's undeniable is the world these stories depict, a world where love could be a liability, intimacy a weapon, and where stars lived under the thumb of studio control and societal judgment. The morals clauses in their contracts were ironclad, and any hint of a deviant lifestyle could mean the end of a career. Lana Turner famously said, "My goal was to have 1 husband and 7 children." But it turned out to be the other way around. That quote hints at a life of challenges hidden behind the glamour. The legend of the 7 names, whether fact or fiction, adds another tragic layer to her story. It paints a picture of a woman navigating a world that demanded she be a fantasy, even at the cost of her own happiness. It's a heartbreaking final chapter, even if fictional, to the story of a woman who was loved by millions, but who may have felt truly and safely loved by no one. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of old Hollywood's most compelling and likely fictional secret histories. What do you think is more tragic? The idea that Lana Turner was betrayed, or that she lived in an era that forced her to hide her heart? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And for more stories that Hollywood tried to bury, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.